experience that sucks you in, tests your ability to think on your feet, and constantly pushes you forward in its beautiful world, this is Final Fantasy XIII, one of the most underappreciated role-playing games to ever hit the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. It's a game with gorgeous, meticulously crafted visuals, some instantly enticing characters, intriguing combat, and an absorbing story. While quite underrated, this is not an RPG for everyone, especially longtime fans of the series who have enjoyed its excellent formula of freedom and exploration. However, for Final Fantasy fans who want something different, or who are totally new to the series, don't mind linearity, and are eagerly looking for a long RPG to get entranced into for a few weeks, this is definitely worth checking out. This remarkable adventure takes place on the world of Grand Pulse, and the endless conflict is tried between this enigmatic world, filled with all kinds of eerie, abominable creatures, and the safe haven of Cocoon which floats above, trying to purge its own innocent civilians in fear that they might be from the darkness below. While the story tends to lean into the melodramatic from time to time, it's completely immersive and enjoyable from start to finish.
No! If you're with me, the Sanctum
I will be with you. No matter what, we've come too far to quit now.
You'll be playing as several characters, but you'll probably only truly care about its robust, beautiful heroine, Lightning. She's the lifeblood of Final Fantasy XIII and is another great addition to the long line of protagonists from the series. The other characters will not impress you nearly as much, and some are incredibly irritating, such as Hope, a lost and confused young boy who consistently finds arbitrary things to blame for his mental agony.
This is pointless. Can't keep up, can't get home. It's over for me.
Alongside him, you'll meet Snow, a brawny, quick-witted, self-proclaimed hero who is constantly trying to take on the impossible.
Push comes to shove, keep him safe.
Moreover, there are Sash, an old civilian pilot, and Vanille, an adorable teenage girl yet whose high-pitched voice and overjoyous attitude will have a tendency to get on your nerves.
Come on, Pops! You've really got to keep it together, okay?
Despite some of these characters' pitfalls in personality, you'll soon end up developing strong relationships with them due to their superb voice acting, which helps make all of them completely believable people with thoughts and feelings. You also won't mind some of these characters' irritating tendencies thanks to the fact that everything looks so exquisite in the game. Textures are rendered wonderfully, more so on the PlayStation 3, and the third-person player perspective gives you plenty of view to take in the game's absolutely breathtaking visuals. This is a world that begs you to explore its every nook and cranny, but unfortunately the game's extremely linear design completely discourages you to do so. You're constantly moving forward, rarely left and right, and it is sad to see with a world so beautiful and tempting to go off the beaten path, you never get enough of a chance. For the first half of the game, the formula is quite static. Fight enemies, run forward a few hundred meters, then cutscene, do it again and again. Keep on doing this for a good 24 hours, and now the game really gets interesting, with exploration finally being available to you. While this linearity may be a bummer to fans of games such as the Elder Scrolls series, it ultimately doesn't hinder the sheer amount of enjoyment you'll experience in Final Fantasy XIII. The bulk of your entertainment in this game will primarily come from the game's sincere, touching story and the incredibly quick-paced, tactical, and exciting real-time battle system. While the player only controls one character in battle, they determine what different abilities everyone in the party uses by way of the game's paradigm system. Paradigms allow you to customize the way each hero fights, and you'll need to consistently swap between these in order to gain the upper hand in battle encounters. For each different paradigm, there are a set of classes, such as a Ravager, Medic, or Commando, and each role is significant to battles in its own way. You can rearrange these for your characters in any order, and doing this will change the name of your paradigm. For each battle you complete, you're given a rating of up to 5 stars, and your score is determined through how fast and efficiently you defeat the set of enemies. The higher your rating, the better the rewards are at the end. Beyond that, you'll be consistently needing to spend what are called technical points, which allow you to scan an enemy for their weakness, raise fallen enemies from the dead, and summon enormous, powerful eidolons.
Odin.
being able to retry a battle after you die by placing you right where you were before you encountered the enemy, dying is not an issue. In fact, it's an important aspect of the game, and Square Enix has clearly designed it to encourage players to experiment in the way they take on each encounter. Combining this with bright, shiny visuals and a great camera to take in the view, the system works very well and is easy to understand despite having a complex exoskeleton. As your characters gain strength, you will level their abilities through the Crystarium system. While also a linear aspect of the game, it is very satisfying. You'll be leveling up strength, magic, health points, and other typical role-playing game character stats for each class role. Each character only starts with 3, but they'll be able to branch off into any class by the second to last chapter in the game, allowing you to have a full versatile choice in which of up to 3 characters you want to place in your party. However, by the time you complete your enthralling adventure in Final Fantasy XIII, there is very little to do in terms of fun. You have the option to complete 64 seemingly pointless mission objectives, which were probably conceived by developers as a little more than an afterthought. But don't let the negative reviews from people stop you from getting this game. The linearity feels very fresh for a series that has defined itself through freedom of exploration. While not for everybody, it's a beautiful experience with memorable characters, especially its protagonist, jaw-dropping graphics, excellent gameplay and lovable story, and enchanting music that will stay with you long after you complete this absolutely joyful adventure. The Intuitive Gamer rates Final Fantasy XIII a 9 out of 10.